What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Danny from DaniGirl Comics, and I'd like to welcome you to this video for the Department of Comics. Today, we have a special guest, the writer of Nottingham, David Hazan. David, thank you for coming. It is a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh my goodness. So we have a hit series, Nottingham, that you are the writer of. And first of all, I want to say congratulations. I mean, it's a hit, you know.
Thank you so much. I am both very surprised and very thankful, and a little confused as well. But it's my first book, so I'm like very, very thankful that it's been so well received.
Yes, exactly. Like, how did it feel? Your very first book and you nailed it.
I mean, it's really weird because I think you go into this, especially as somebody who like hasn't been uh, sort of hasn't grown up with comics. Uh, I didn't really know what to expect going into this, and then it kind of slowly rolled out. I was like, oh, people really, really like this. It's like, okay, the first printing sold out. Now we're going to a second printing. Okay, um, so some of my friends' books at Mad Cave also went to that level, and then the second printing sold out, and then we got a third printing. I was like, okay, this is insane.
That is fantastic. Yeah, I missed out on the first print, and I did order the second print from Matt Cave, so I'm still waiting on those to be shipped. So, that book just went through the roof. Oh my goodness. And again, congratulations on the success of that. So we have you as the winner of or one of the writers that won in the 2019 Mad Cave Studio Search. And what led you up to entering that? Were you aware it was on your radar or?
Not really. I was doing some comics reviewing for a friend of mine's website, and that's how I came across it. When that announcement hit, it kind of went across all of those sort of comic reviewing blogs as a news piece, and I kind of thought, why not? I'm enjoying writing comics for my own gratification. Uh, why not enter this thing? And I almost almost missed the deadline because I
Oh
was
my
sitting on the
goodness.
script and
Wow.
literally woke up in the middle of the night going, holy crap, I forgot to send this in. By the way, sorry for the swearing. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, but
Oh, yeah, I mean, we're good. You speak your mind. So the story that you used, so it wasn't one that you were sitting on, was it one that you wrote just before submitting it?
uh, so so what happened? So you're asking if Nottingham was what I submitted?
No, so the story that won you the talent search, was
Yeah.
that one that you had been sitting on or had prior, or did you just kind of whip that up before
Uh,
entering?
so the talent search, it runs over a couple of months, and basically you're asked to write a story inside one of Mad Cave's existing properties. Um,
Oh,
yeah, and so I wrote a Battle Cat story. If you're not familiar with Battle Cats, it's like a medieval fantasy version of Thundercats. It's pretty fun.
oh, that sounds
And
awesome. I love medieval and I love Thundercats. My
and I wrote a
goodness.
story where I killed the entire cast of Battle Cats. Clearly it got people's attention. Uh,
Wow, that sounds like a fantastic story. I want to read it now.
well, you never know what'll happen in the future, so I don't wanna spoil too much.
Okay, then I'm looking forward to it. So let me just say, for those who have not started reading Nottingham, you are missing out. You're flat out missing out. So if you could, David, just give them a little bit about what the book is about so they know what they're missing.
All right, so Nottingham is a medieval noir where we've taken the Robin Hood mythos and turned it on its head. And the book stars the Sheriff of Nottingham as the main character, and he's kind of a medieval detective kind of trying to figure out who a serial killer is who has been murdering the area's tax collectors. And I think you can get an idea of the angle that we're coming from that. So I don't want to spoil too much. But what I will say is the investigation kind of embroils him in between all the different political power players in the area at the time, including supporters of Prince John, some other rogue players who may or may not be familiar to Robin Hood fans, and the Merry Men who basically have been branded terrorists and they stalk the trees of Sherwood Forest.
Absolutely. So why Robin Hood? What led you to using Robin Hood? Were you a fan of Robin Hood lore growing up, or?
I was. I wouldn't say I was like, a devoted fan, but I love the legends, and I kind of, I was asked to write a noir by Mad Cave, and I was dead set on not making it a present day thing or like a 50s thing. I wanted to do something that was just like wildly different from anything that you would find on the shelves, because otherwise you're just competing with, with the greats.
Yeah.
How do you do a pulpy detective story without competing with people, like Ed Brubaker? It's just impossible. So I decided to do something that was set in medieval times, and that kind of started a thought process that snowballed into, well, what if I use the Robin Hood legend? And here we are.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, wow, you really did. I'll say that I think you really surprised a lot of people after they finished reading it, for those who read it, and they're like, that is not the Robin Hood I grew up with. What did I just read here? You really flipped it. Oh my goodness. Um, so let's talk a little bit about the characters. I would like to get like if I give you one of the characters' name, you give me 3 words that you would use to describe them. So let's start with Robin.
Dangerous, um, intelligent, driven.
Yeah, I agree. I think I put, what did I put? Murderous, uh, mission, and I think I used determined as well. Um, I find it interesting what you did, where it seems like the mission is above all else, including his relationship with Marion, which, in the old stories, she's his everything. And this is, you kind of made it seem, well, at least from what I got, their relationship is a little frigid. It's not that warm love story that I've seen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel like there's almost something disingenuous to the idea that it, of a medieval love story, especially of the noble class. It's kind of like, well, you marry who you get told to marry, and that's it. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and I think the relationship between Robin and Marion in Nottingham um, really underscores the kind of the political value of and social value of marriage at the time, which it was a currency like anything else.
Exactly. Awesome. Next character, 3 words. Let's go with Marion.
Um, Conniving,
Yes.
um, ooh, uh, also intelligent and um, decisive.
Yeah, those are pretty good ones. I think I put, let me see, I put that she's bold. I got her as kind of
Mm.
like the interaction she had with the sheriff. She was very bold, like, come at me if you want to. So I was like, oh, wow, she's a different kind of Marion. And I put sneaky is one of my other words. 'Cause I don't know. She seems like she has some kind of thing
She's got
going
a
on with
finger in
her.
all the pies. She
Yeah, exactly. And then I think my last word was suspect. I don't know. She's kind of throwing shade on a couple of people. So
she is a
uh,
shady lady, that's for sure.
shady lady. Yeah. So yeah. Why would you use those words? It's just that is the way that you're wanting us to see her, or is there some kind of
I want you to see her in the way you take her from the page, but I think I really wanted to the best way to differentiate from the myths is to sort of, especially with Marion, is to depart from the idea of her as being powerless. So I
mm,
think I think I would add uh, powerful as one of those words, because I think she really, and maybe decisive is the way I put it, but she really is somebody who owns her power in multiple ways without giving too much away.
yeah,
She has a physicality to her. She has a sexuality to her. She has her own intelligence. She knows how to navigate the world not only as a woman, but she also kind of knows how to navigate on like different axes, and we'll see how that plays out as the story progresses.
oh my goodness, I can't wait. I tell you, I cannot wait. Okay, so our last character we'll do share the sheriff. And what three words would you give
Um, grumpy,
for him?
um, unfortunate, and incisive.
I like what you did with the character of the sheriff. I really do. I love stories where you can take a villain and turn and shed a different light on him. I only got two words for him. I think I put battle hardened because
Hmm.
of the story or the background that you gave in issue number two. After reading that, I was kind of, seeing him in a different light from issue number one. But then in issue number two, you saw what he went through. And I'm actually kind of team sheriff right now. Everyone in the old stories is like rooting for Robin Hood. And not to say that there's one person that you need to root for, but generally that's how it went in the older stories. So
Hmm.
um, I think the way you've written so far, I've only seen the two issues. I'm Team Sheriff. Uh,
Yeah, and look, I think in stories like this, you have to uh, put as much stock as you can in the least terrible character. But that's not to say that our sheriff is a great guy. Like he's still like, even in that backstory, I wanted to illustrate that he's still like a person who is participating in what is effectively a massacre. Like even if he's kind of if he even if he's emotionally affected by it, he's still there and complicit. And in issue 3, we kind of get a bit more detail as to how that came to pass. Um, but I will leave it for everyone else to decide whether or not they're team sheriff or not.
well, that's
But
I know. I was
yeah,
like, you're probably gonna throw some twist in there. That's where I am right now. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see if I still land there by the end. So I wanted to ask you, so you get the story that you got in your head that this is the story you want to tell. Once you got the story that you wanted to tell, did it just flow for you, or were there parts of it that kind of slowed you up and you had to take more time to think about it?
um, I think we hammered out a pretty good outline to begin with. Like, um, I had a good sort of uh, page by page outline. Usually I'll do like a page by page for the first issue, and then like the rest will be just like a stream, more of a stream of consciousness. But I had page by page outline for pretty much the entire thing before we got started. Um, the ending was difficult to write, and it took me a little longer, but that's just the nature of endings, I guess. And I knew the last issue, I kind of knew what the last few pages were going to be, but I needed to get the the sort of the big confrontations in the last act out. So we'll see is the answer. We'll see how effective that was
Yeah,
in July, I think. July.
yeah, that I'm just so excited. So before writing Nottingham, did you have other works that were published?
No. Nottingham's really my first full-length comics work. I have some little stories, one give that I give away for free on my website. I'm trying to do more of those, but finding time is hard. Now that I have more things in the works, but I do want to do some more free short comics because I really enjoy that form, I think. Um, and so if you want to go to my website, there's a short story on there called Love Harder, um, which is about my feelings on a particular storytelling trope. I won't spoil it for anybody, but you have to read it to understand where I'm coming from with that one because it's a bit esoteric. But uh, yeah, I'd love for more eyes on that. So go to my website, www.davidhazan.com. There's a free comics page. You can download it there.
Okay, perfect. We'll put the link down in the description of the video for sure. So I just wanted to touch a little bit on the artwork. I thought it was amazing. Shane Volk did a great job. Now, how did you two come together? Did you go to Shane or did Matt Cave put you two together?
So Shane was also a winner of Mad Cave's Talent Search on the art side of things. So they put us together. The process was pretty seamless. I think my story just happened to be like totally in Shane's wheelhouse. And he's got like this like great like 90s grungy vibe to his art, which just seemed like I didn't really envision it that way. And as soon as like I started seeing the concepts, I'm like, yeah, this is perfect.
Awesome. And so when you got to see the finished product, how did it make you feel to see it all come together?
Like that is the best feeling in comics. You know, you like you see layouts, you see uh, pencils, inks, uh, colors, and then it's not until you see the letters hit on top that you're like, wow, okay, we did this thing. Like every step of the way is cool, but until you see those letters thrown on top, and even sometimes you have to wait until the design comes back on the book and you can like see it in full, and you're just like, we did a good thing, you know.
Absolutely. It came together so well. Um, I just wanted to shift away just for a minute because there's something I want to ask you because we have a lot of Star Wars fans in our Discord group and we are coming to the end of Star Wars week. Are you a Star Wars fan?
You came to the right place. I am a genuinely huge and lifelong Star Wars fan. So,
Fantastic. Do you have a favorite character?
um, that's a complicated question. um, I would say Obi-Wan's kind of my like where it's at for me. You know, uh, th- there's just something about Obi-Wan that kind of I find very cool. But also, I'm a huge fan of The Mandalorian and like Din Djarin also like top five Star Wars characters as well.
Yes,
So those are my two faves.
those are hot characters right now as well, especially with everything that's about to come up with the shows that Disney Plus is about to bring out. So
It's like a golden age for for Star Wars content. I didn't think it would happen, but I'm very glad it did. you know, like an Obi-Wan TV series, like who would have thought, you know, even like 10 years ago that that would be a thing?